Welcome. I'm so excited you're here today. I am super excited because this is the very first episode in our series called Meet the Life Coaches. And what we'll be doing will be for every episode, we'll have a chat with one of the life coaches where they'll tell us a little bit about themselves, introduce themselves, give you a little bit of background on their experiences and the topics, their modalities that they use to help with healing. These are life coaches that are part of the Speak with Love team. And these are the ones that you'll be working with when you join the Naked Challenge program. Naked Challenge program, for the few people who have not heard of that, that is the program where we work with our clients to get to the very core of their being, to figure out, acknowledge, identify, and eliminate the things that are preventing them from living their best lives. So the Naked Challenge program begins with a copy of my book. It's called A Long Walk, Journey to Self. Yes. And this is available on Amazon, but once you purchase the Naked Challenge program, you get a copy of this for free. And also our Journey to Self Personal Growth Journal. And this is really the beginning of that Naked Challenge I talked about. So once you get started with this book, you're really going to get to the core. And for the first time, for a lot of people, really figuring out who they truly are. And then after that, the book, after reading the book, after going through the journal, then you will schedule 2 hours, a 2-hour interactive session with me where I will help you to get naked. We're going to take it all off, get to the very, very, very core of your being. Meet yourself for the first time. Be honest and truthful with yourself and work your way out from the inside out. And then after the session with me, your next step will be for you to schedule your one-on-one with these professionals who have many years of experience doing what they do. They absolutely love what they do. And you'll be working with these life coaches and they will take you to the end of that journey. And then you'll be also able to, we have so many resources available. We have retreats that are coming up. So we don't leave you by the wayside. This is a journey where we all will go on together, either to start our healing journey or for those who already started, we will just be joining you and help you along the way. So without further ado, because if I'm allowed, I will talk all day. I'd like to welcome Mr. Dave Jordan. We'll take a quick break and then we'll come right back and introduce Mr. Dave Jordan. He's excited to share about himself with you guys. Hey, Dave, how are you?
I am great, Nicolene. How are you?
I'm doing well. It's great to see you. I haven't seen you in a few months.
I know, since last year. How about that?
Since November. I know. So happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
How's the family?
Oh my gosh. It's been a very trying week for the family. My
Oh,
sister was in a terrible car accident. Not my sister, my niece was in a terrible car accident on Sunday,
I am
and
so,
her best friend died.
oh, I'm so sorry to hear
Yeah.
that.
And she had been staying with a week, and we just sent her back home today.
Mm,
She had a fractured neck, um, and out of alignment in the thoracic area of the back, and
mhm.
a slight possibility of a tumor on her brain.
Wow.
Um, yeah, they were just coming back from an incredible weekend in Chicago and got on the road to go home, and her girlfriend died.
I'm
So
so sorry.
yeah, it's been a rough week.
I can't even imagine. I'm so sorry to hear. I do pray
Thank
for
you.
you and your family that you
Thank
guys get
you.
the support you need and that she gets the support she needs.
Yeah,
Grief is a
yeah,
difficult thing and it's a long journey. But
it is. We got her started on it pretty good.
mhm,
She's supposed to get some counseling when she gets back home,
mhm.
hopefully. Um, but if not, I'll take care of her. Hmm.
I know you will. I know you will. It's good that she has
Yeah.
you. It's good that she has you.
hmm
Yeah. Yeah, you see, we just never know when these things are going to happen. So
Exactly.
it's great that
Uh,
she has support.
and I tell you, it was this month, 22 years ago, same thing. My baby sister was in a car accident,
Oh
except
yeah,
she died. hmm
and she died. Oh,
hmm
sorry.
Yeah. So just bringing up old things, just all kinds of stuff. It's just been a crazy week.
hmm Now, do you have someone that you talk with to help you through when you have difficult times like this?
Uh, I just keep moving forward.
Yeah, they say
I
every good.
I talk with my wife about it, and I get it out, or
Yes.
I'll journal and
Oh.
uh, and get it out that way.
hmm
Um, since I do a lot of writing, if most of my feelings will come out in my writings.
Right.
But other than that, yeah, I'm pretty good about
Yeah.
it all. I,
Well,
I think that I don't worry about it about myself until I've taken care of everybody else. And then maybe somewhere down the line it'll just hit me and like, oh my gosh. It's like
yeah.
my wife broke down today finally. And
Mhm.
so who knows when it'll hit me, but I'm just thankful that my niece is still here.
Yes.
And
Thank God for that.
she had a very spiritual experience during it. Isn't that amazing?
That's amazing, and that's going to be very helpful for her in her
hmm
healing too, because
Yeah,
she had that experience.
yeah. You can always reflect on that and know that at first it's not your fault and
hmm
that everything is fine. And just remember what your friend told you.
Just
You're
remember,
fine, everything's fine, and she's fine. She said, "I'm okay. Everything's going to be okay, and it's not your fault."
hmm,
Mm. I like that kind of stuff. It lets you know that this is just one realm of reality, and there's the spiritual realm, and it's real.
hmm
And since we are um, spiritual beings,
hmm
the who that we are divine spiritual beings, and so we just don't connect with our spirit enough. And for her to have that experience, that that's real special.
that's real special, and that's going to be really helpful, helping her to get through this very difficult time that's
Yeah, I had her
happening,
meditating,
and that's ahead.
and so I say, "You meditate?" She says, "Yes." I said, what happened during your meditation?" She said, "I saw flashbacks of all the happy times." That's an incredible meditating session there,
Mhm.
and something that will bring healing. So,
Yes, it will.
so we got her on the right road, I think.
I think, and she has you, and so I know that will make it even better, easier for her. So thanks. I'm glad that you were able to be there for her, and I'm glad.
I think it's my wife more because my wife is a relative stealer. hmm She steals
Yeah,
all my relatives.
and friends. I met her, and she was amazing. I'm like, no, that's my friend. Who's Dave? She's a wonderful lady. So I'm happy that you do have her when you do
hmm
a safe place and somewhere to go. Journaling is another great thing. And journaling, I'd say, saved my life. Just being able to get it out is really one of the
Yes.
steps. Because when we keep it in, I tell my kids it's like a soda bottle. You shake it, it's just gonna pop open.
Pop
So
open.
it's very important that you get it out, even in small bits, but it needs to come out. And it seems like you've had your life experiences have led you to this path, to what you're doing. You shared about your
I believe
sister
so.
and
Hmm.
how passionate you are about what you do. So do you want to share a little bit about what led you to this, to choosing this career path, where you're positioned to help people in situations like this?
Well, we were talking about journaling, and I've been journaling since, I don't know, the mid 80s. I used to carry a little 3x5 pad with me everywhere I went, and I
Mhm.
just would write in it. I have probably a box full of them now. And that is where it starts. And then when I started my first business, it was
Mhm.
a furniture installation business. I started mentoring my guys to prepare them for when they left me. I want you to be ready for getting employment anywhere. And
Mhm.
so I would mentor them. And I think that's the beginning, because
Mhm.
as that business grew and more people I had to speak with, and then clients, I was I was actually mentoring and praying for clients. It was one of the most incredible times. And it was through that business that I found out that this was what I should be doing.
Mhm.
Um, I was ready to go back to school, and um, I was going to go for business, but the student counselor was like, you've been in business for 15 years. Why do you want
Yeah.
to go in business?" I said, "You're right." And we talked about it, and I went into psychology. And the same time I went into psychology, I got my life coaching certification because I was already doing it. And so I wanted to be able to have all the tools to do it correctly.
Right.
And that's what started, just wanting to help people move forward positively in their lives is what did it for me.
Yeah.
And I haven't stopped.
And that's great. And a lot of folks go through their entire life without knowing what their purpose was or what their gift is. So
So true.
fantastic when you can find that early enough to be able to acknowledge it and use it.
Well, you have
Um,
to ask, I don't think most people know you need to ask what your purpose is.
true.
If, if and it's like if you have a Ford and you want to know how to fix it, you go to Ford. So if you got a purpose and you want to know what your purpose is, you have to go to who made you, to the creator.
Later.
And yeah, I did that when I was maybe 20.
Mhm.
I asked. I didn't like the answer, but I did ask.
You be careful what you ask.
Yeah, I mean, because when he told me, I was
That's not me.
mm.
That is funny.
Yeah,
That's usually the case though, because a lot of folks see something they consider more glamorous, and this is what I want to be, but that's not what you were made for.
right,
Mhm.
exactly. And sometimes what you do will lead you to your purpose, because the purpose will be embedded inside that career somewhere.
Yes.
You'll find your way. That's how I found my way, is through the career that I knew that I loved doing. I mean, I loved my business. I loved it. There was nothing else I wanted to do. I enjoyed it. It was physical and informative. I got to talk to people all the time. It was never the same, but always the same,
Yeah, get that.
And so within that is how I found how to utilize my purpose through coaching. So sometimes what you're doing will lead you there.
Will lead you to it. That's very true. You got that opportunity. And my next question was about it sounds like it's faith-based counseling that you do mostly.
Hmm. I would more say spiritual based,
Spiritual based.
because I think we need to be more spiritual
Mhm.
than religious.
Yeah.
Because we're not religious beings, we're spiritual beings.
Yes. Yeah.
So, religion being a construct of man and spirituality being just what you are without anything. You are a spiritual being. And so I think we're spiritually based, and it's not possible for me to not put that into everything that I do, into understanding. And having that connection with the creator is paramount for me.
Yes. That's a beautiful way to answer it. And I ask that question because I get that a lot from clients. They're like, what type of life coach is this? What do they, because some folks are so against religion per se. So
Mhm.
it's very important that I ask these questions. So, when our clients decide which coach to work with, they understand exactly what they're getting.
Right.
And I love that you say you have it as we are naturally, that's what we are. We're spiritual being without anything added. That was a wonderful answer. So
Mhm.
you would be a perfect fit for just about anyone because the point of the Naked program is to get folks to the core of themselves, of who they really are.
Mhm. Yes.
Yes. So that path is the best way to get there, helping them
Mhm.
they are without anything added. No additives, no preservatives.
No additive, no preservative. That's right. When you take it all off
Take it all out.
before anything else,
Mhm.
you are a divine spiritual being. And I found when you let people know that they are divine spiritual beings, that their eyes open up and say, really, yes, yes, this is just an avatar.
Mhm.
Mhm. I mean, you pull that avatar off, you're just energy and light and beautiful.
Yes.
You're beautiful. You have a beautiful avatar, and it reflects your spirit, who you are. And I think knowing the reason why I make it important to say that is because people sometimes get trapped by their minds. The mind tells them, don't do this, stay safe, don't go, but your mind, the job of your mind is to keep you safe,
Protect
to
you. Yeah.
keep you out of trouble, to keep you from experiencing things that are risks. It
Mhm.
doesn't want you to take risk, but your spiritual being, the spiritual being you can override your mind. And so I like to make that distinction so that you can see that you have control over your thoughts. You can control them and decide not to think this way, decide not to go that direction that your mind is telling you to go.
Right.
So I think it's important.
It is very important. I've talked to so many people who, are dealing with so many issues, grief, loss, um, events that they've experienced in the past, and they're stuck because they cannot get beyond
Hmm.
the event. Or what I find happens a lot is that particular trauma, let's say, is used it instead of it being instead of them using it as a way to explain what they're feeling or what they're going through, it's almost being used as an excuse to be stuck where they are.
Hmm.
And this is why I think coaching is so important to help folks to get beyond that place where they're stuck. Or even identifying the reason why they're stuck, because sometimes people just go through life and they're, repeating cycles and doing things and they really don't even know, or they're not willing to acknowledge what's the cause of. And if they keep
Exactly.
on that, it's just going to be going in circles. So
All
I'm
the time.
all the time. I'm really excited for folks like you who help because just I was telling my daughter if you go to the doctor, if you have a physical issue that you can obviously see, there's someone that you go to for that. But a lot of folks try to deal with these mental issues or emotional issues on their own, not
Mm.
really. It's imperative that they find someone who has the experience and knowledge to help them, just as they would walk into a medical facility. So this is the purpose of my company actually, Speak with Love, to bring that awareness to folks that it's okay. And I want it to become the norm because there's so much stigma to, especially in the Black community.
I was about to say that in our community, it's like you don't talk to anybody about your problems. You know, we were all raised in these closed systems where you don't talk about stuff outside of this house.
Exactly.
And
Even within
yeah,
the house, just don't talk about
right.
it.
That you
Yeah,
don't talk about it.
you don't talk about it. And so the few children who are, getting help, especially with the things that are happening in the schools now, if a friend finds out that they're in therapy, then it's just a magnet for bullying or for being ridiculed. And
Ridiculed.
my purpose is to eliminate that and let it be the
Yes.
norm for folks to get the help that they need, because we have one life. I like to say YOLO, so we have to make the very best of it. YOLO
The
doesn't
very best.
YOLO means being smart.
That's, we have coaches for everything. An
Yes,
athlete needs a coach,
exactly.
an academic professor needs a coach. Everybody needs a coach at some point.
Mhm.
And coaches help you pull the best out of yourself. They help you get the best, see all your potential come into fruition by opening you up and letting you see where you're going. Like I said, when you're stuck, sometimes you're stuck. So sometimes you have to see that problem as being outside of yourself,
Mhm.
not as a part of you. It's an external thing. And then that helps to separate it. And then you can see who you are outside of the issue and who you are before the issue. And you see you're the same person. This problem is just outside of you, so we can just get rid of that. And just
Yep.
walking them through that and helping them get to the next step. I enjoy watching that light bulb go off. Ding.
Yeah.
God.
And
And you
also
see the change.
reminding them that they have the power to do this. Like no one
Yes.
else, they are the ones that have all the power. They have everything that they need inside of them to make that
Inside. That's
improve.
it.
Yeah.
You don't have to add anything else. You just need somebody to guide you to the
It's
answers that are already
already,
inside of you.
yes.
Mhm.
So I'm excited for what we do. I'm excited for the folks that will be helping. I'm excited for folks to get to meet you and to know you and to get an idea of what they'll be getting when they work with you. One question I've had a lot of is folks will say, what's the difference between having a life coach and a psychiatrist, a therapist? Because there are some folks who need both, and some folks are at a place where
True.
they need a life coach. But I feel
Well, a
like
therapist.
you still need a life coach.
Yeah, even if you have a therapist, you still need a life because they do two different things. A
Right.
therapist is really gonna dive into the root of your problem and when it started. I'm a firm believer that all problems start from childhood, and a therapist is going to dive into all of that. That's what a psychiatrist will do. Whereas the coach, he wants to help you move forward without going through all of that stuff. Let's just see what your goals are. What do you want to achieve for your life? What do you want to achieve in the next year or 5 years? Let's unpack all those goals, short term, midterm, and long term. And then let's create a plan and then achieve them. That's what we do
Yeah.
as
So
coaches.
the coach meets you where you are.
Mhm.
They
Right
work,
where you are,
we're not going backward, we're moving forward.
moving forward.
All right.
One of my favorite sayings is keep moving forward. Well, this happened. It's okay. It did. It happened. But now let's move forward. Let's keep moving forward. Because if you stop, and it's like going through a storm, it's raining real hard and you're on the road. If you stop, you're still in that storm.
You
But
are.
if you keep moving forward, you'll get to the other side.
Yeah.
That that's my analogy. And I
Onward,
love to use.
onward and upward. You said that and I thought of a storm I had. I went through on my way to Florida with my girls. I think it was last summer. And it was so scary because it came out of nowhere.
Mm,
And hey,
that's
mom,
Florida.
you need to, yeah, it comes out of nowhere, but they go quickly. She's like, you need to pull over. And I'm like, no, because if I pull over, the person behind can't see me. We just have to keep moving, keep moving, keep moving. It was scary. We were out on the other side. So yes, onward
You
and
know
up.
what? That's true for life too, right? Even though you got to keep moving forward, it's scary,
It is.
but you got to keep going
Yes.
because what else are you going to do? Just stop? You can't
Do it.
stop. You got to keep going.
Gotta keep going. And that's what the name
Mhm.
is about, you just gotta keep moving.
You have to. And that's why coaches are important because they help you keep moving forward. So we
Mhm.
can remove that little stuck part out of there, show you how to get beyond that, and then let's achieve those goals. And I love doing that. I love helping people see the other side, get to the other side, and see that there is another side to this coin that you're on. Like I say, there's two sides to every coin. It's not going to always be sunny.
No, it's not gonna be
Rain
something.
comes to everybody's life, and we have to know that there's somebody who can help you get out
Yeah.
of those cloudy days.
Well, we say the hotter the battle, the sweeter the victory. So
Yes.
the Naked Challenge, and folks, I've been talking about the Naked Challenge a lot. So the Naked Challenge is very difficult. That's the first thing I tell any client I speak to. It's not an easy process, but nothing that's easy is good. So it's going to be very difficult, but can absolutely guarantee that it will be worth it. So thank you so much for being a part of the team.
Thank you for having me as a part of your team. I
Oh,
cannot tell you how excited I am
I
to be a
appreciate it.
part of your team.
I can feel it. I appreciate you, your family. You guys are in my prayers for your niece, your wife, and yourself. Take care, and I'll see you guys soon. Thank you so much for joining me today, Dave. It was a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you for having me, and be blessed.
Thanks. Take care.
Take care.
That was amazing conversation with Dave. Guys, next week we will be talking to another of our life coach. So please stay tuned. Please don't forget to like this video, share this video, and subscribe so you can be alerted for all notifications when we post new episodes. And don't forget, we're actually in the process of recording our interviews with folks who have experienced some very difficult things in their life. And the purpose of those is just to share that it doesn't matter how difficult things get, how rough things get. It doesn't matter what your past experience was. There is hope for redemption. There's hope for recovery. There is hope for healing. So please stay tuned, subscribe so that you can be notified when these new fantastic episodes are posted. And I look forward to seeing you guys here next week for another episode in the series of Meet Your Life Coaches. Thanks again. You have a wonderful day. And remember, always speak with love.